Sabrina's all right, and Franny is too. Yeah. Well, you're exhausted, so we can't talk business, but I want you to know I'm on top of everything, and Ambrose is standing by, ready to take whatever steps are necessary about the riverfront property, okay? So trust me. Safe flight. Hello, John.
Hi. Sorry to barge in, but Jane wasn't at her desk.
Oh, John, you're always welcome in this office.
Didn't help overhearing your telephone call. You're still wheeling and dealing,
No,
eh?
why not? Sure, somebody should make some money on Antonio's downfall. You want to come in on it?
No, I think I'll pass. Here, this is for you.
What is it?
Well, you gotta look at it, don't you?
A check?
That's right. Duke felt bad about driving that van up to Rutgers, so... Well, I wrote the check out. It's a going-away present for me, and I would have... Here. I would have mailed it to you, but I didn't want to offend you.
Well, aren't you being considerate, darling? I just feel kind of disappointed.
What?
That the kid couldn't just accept this as my gift.
Come on, we just thought it was the best way.
All right. You're kind of cute. You seeing someone? Oh, I'm sorry. I know. I shouldn't ask that. Just don't fall back with Susan.
Well, now, you shouldn't ask those things, should you?
No.
Lucinda, I need to go... Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt. John, how you doing?
How you
Long time no see.
I'm just on my way out.
Oh.
You look pretty good yourself, you know. Why don't we have lunch one of these days?
Oh, I'd love it. Oh, he's the last person I expected to see here.
He brought me this. Now, he could have mailed me this, but he brought... I guess he wanted to have a look, wanted to see me. Maybe there's some feelings left.
Well, in that case, I am sorry I interrupted. Look, I need to go to the courthouse. Is that all right with you?
Oh, hey, Marlowe says that the courtroom was closed for Caleb's testimony and for Holden's testimony, and yesterday for both of the Lang boys. Do you know why?
Yeah.
Are you going to tell me why?
No.
Oh, for God's sake. All right, go, and just find out from Ellie where Gavin Kruger is this week, because I'm going to get him in on the riverfront property, you know? And definitely in 2 years, he's going to be here with us.
I won't tell Ellie that.
No. Just find out where he is.
Gavin Kruger is Jennifer's father, isn't he?
Sabrina. But you're going to be home soon with Kim and the rest of the family, and you'll be able to help her through it.
I'm not sure that I'm going home when I leave here.
Are you serious? Why?
Yeah. Maybe I went home too soon. That's what Kim thought.
I had no idea.
You know, I've had a lot of time to think lying here. And I was wrong to tell you that we had to avoid each other. I did that to placate Kim, and I resented it. Somehow she's going to have to accept our friendship.
But Kim and I have a history. And there's the rest of your family to consider.
I have. I've considered everybody but me. And you. Am I being selfish? Would it be easier for you if we continued to avoid each other?
Oh, no. It wouldn't be easier, and you're the least selfish man I've ever known. Actually, I've missed you.
Susan, I've been looking all over for you. I want to talk to you about scheduling. What are your plans here when you start teaching these seminars over at Oakdale U?
Well, I'll run them down with you when I set my classes.
Okay. You know, I think it might be a good thing for you to do some walking today. I'm going to confer with Dr. Ripley, and if he agrees, I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
What are you doing here?
No, I thought I'd say hello to Bob. I came to the hospital to sign over that check as a donation.
Oh, that's very nice.
Am I allowed to speak to him?
Susan's in there now.
Oh, really? Now, come on, darling. Chief of Staff, can't you do something about that woman preying on poor men trapped in their hospital beds?
He's old enough to take care of himself.
He couldn't last time. No.
I gotta go back to work.
Well, hello. You know, I'm awestruck by you.
I beg your pardon.
The way you can go in there day after day after day and just practice your bedside manner.
Look, I've got a lot on my mind. I don't have time for your nonsense, so back off.
So, you said 100,000, yes?
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Be seated, Mrs. Snyder.
Mrs. Snyder, your husband, Holden Snyder, and his brother Caleb Snyder have testified that your father had sexually abused you. Is that true? I know this is very painful for you, but would you please answer the questions, yes or no?
Yes.
Would you please tell the court when the abuse started?
I was 11 years old.
Did you tell the defendant, Caleb Snyder, about the sexual abuse?
Yes.
When you first heard of your father's death, did you think Caleb was responsible?
Yes, I did. But only at first.
Would you please explain to the court what you mean?
After I had time to think about it, and after I had a chance to talk with my brother Barkley about his visit with Daddy that day, I realized that my father might have been, at that time, capable of taking his own life. And now I know that Caleb is innocent.
Mrs. Snyder, how do you know?
I have a letter that my father wrote to me on the day he died. After Barkley left his hotel suite and before Caleb got there.
I would like to introduce this letter as Defense Exhibit A. Is this your father's handwriting?
Yes, it is.
Your Honor, I have a handwriting expert who is willing to testify that the handwriting in this letter matches the handwriting in a similar letter written to Stephen and Jay Lang. I ask that the state waive calling the witness at this time.
Mr. Hughes.
State agrees.
Mrs. Snyder, why didn't you tell the police about this letter?
I only received it today. My brother Stephen sent it to me.
Would you tell the court the date on this letter?
February 13th, 1991.
Would you please read the letter to the court?
My bright angel.
It's all right. Take your time.
I am writing this letter because I don't know if or when I will see you again. Your brother Barkley has just left me after a very upsetting visit. He claims that I have made you suffer greatly, that the love we've shared since you were a little girl is wrong and unnatural. In these last few months, I've tried to understand why you've turned against me. I think it must be because you shared our secret with Holden and his family, and they made you believe our special relationship is somehow wrong. I swear I've never seen my love for you as wrong. But if I have injured you in the ways Barkley says I have, my love is really harming you. Then I can no longer go on living with that knowledge. Always remember I lived only for you, my bright angel. All my love, Daddy.
Thank you. Just a few more questions, okay? When did Caleb Snyder first learn the truth about your father's abuse?
A few weeks ago.
Did you tell him?
Yes.
Please tell the court why.
My father had sent a man out to the Snyder farm to kidnap me. He had a gun. But Caleb fought him off. He protected me.
So Caleb protected you. What happened next?
I owed him the truth. He risked his life for me.
And that's when you told Caleb about the sexual abuse?
Yes.
And what was Caleb's reaction?
He was very upset and angry. We had been quite close at one time.
Caleb has testified that the child you were carrying at that time wasn't his. It was your father's. Is that true?
Yes.
Please tell the court why you didn't share this information with your husband.
I couldn't bear to tell Holden. I never wanted anyone to know. I only told Caleb because he felt so guilty about the abortion. I couldn't let him go on thinking that he was responsible for that.
Thank you, Mrs. Snyder. I have no further questions.
Mr. Hughes, cross-examined.
Witness has suffered enough, Your Honor.
Mrs. Snyder, thank you for your courage and your honesty. You may step down.
Some days I feel like it's nothing but hurdles.
You know, I think this adjustment for Caroline is especially hard because she built her whole life around you. Casey, he built his life around medicine, and even though he couldn't be a surgeon, he found alternative ways to do the things he loves to do. Carolyn loves to be your wife. But I think she's frustrated that she can't fulfill that role.
I wish there was something I could do to change that.
Well, if and when that baby comes, she'll be so busy being a mom, she won't have time to worry about you.
Hello, you two.
Hi. Well, I'm off. I gotta pick up Katie. We'll see you soon.
Okay, thanks, Lila.
I'll walk you out, Lila.
Carol.
Yes.
This is for you.
What is it? Oh, Arthur, for heaven's sakes, you don't have to give me an IOU for that loan.
Please.
John, you're out of line. Susan is a friend and a colleague.
Bob, I think if you could have seen how upset Kim was when you were in ICU...
You really are concerned about us? You really want to help? Why don't you just move out of the garage apartment and stay out of my personal life?
Hiya, Paul. Excuse me.
Hey, Uncle Bob. Just came by to see how you were doing and let you know that I'm very happy that Sabrina's okay.
Well, thanks, but, you know, it's going to be tough on her. Finding out the truth about a man that she was very much in love with.
Well, I can relate to that. If there's anything I can do, just,
I'll yell.
Great.
How's that beautiful baby sister of yours?
Well, I wish I knew. Seems Mom, took her off on some trip. I don't even know where they went.
Now, that's strange. I talked to your mother earlier. She didn't say anything to me about a trip.
Paul, I got your message. I thought I might find you here. I told Emily about Tonio.
You know, that's really none of my business.
I thought you might want to know. She's no longer with Gavin Kruger.
Oh? But that's, you know, that's really none of my business either.
Well, I wish I could have told her that Caleb's been acquitted.
You know, Margot said the trial could be wound up today.
Angel, thank you so much.
I just hope it helped Caleb.
I'm sure it did, and Caleb would like to thank you himself. Would you come with me?
You might want to avoid that crowd of reporters.
Reporters? Oh, my God, will they find out about my testimony?
No, it will never be part of the public record.
Honey, I am really just so proud of you for not cross-examining Angel.
Oh, I was totally prepared to. There's nothing else you could say. I just didn't want to prolong that ordeal for her.
So does this mean that you finally believe Caleb is innocent?
I think we should try to go see her. You saw how shaken up she was.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
Holden Snyder, Randy Selkirk, City Times. I have a few questions.
Well, Randy, I don't have any answers for you.
Hey, look, I'm just doing my job.
Look,
Just
get lost, all right?
I think that's good advice.
Hey, look,
why don't you
we both
come over
work
here
for
and
the
talk
same
to me?
boss, all right?
I don't think Lucinda Walsh is going to like you being Uncle...
Ah, hi, Randy. Glad you're on the job.
Yeah, well, it's hard to keep the public informed when no one wants to answer my questions, including your
Randy, before I
employees.
just drop kick your butt out the front door. When you don't get saved...
I don't know how to thank you.
Don't. Oh, is it going to be all right now? Is the jury going to acquit him?
Well, I think so. It looks good. One positive sign is that Tom didn't cross-examine you.
Counselor, Iva Snyder and Dr. Michaels are here.
Send him in, please.
You took a giant step today, Angel.
I'm ashamed to face you, Dr. Michaels. After the way I lied to you.
Oh, you'll never have to lie again in the future. That's the important thing.
If you'd be willing, I'd like to set up an appointment with you as soon as possible. After something Barkley said to me today, I know I've got to get help.
Holden Snyder, Counselor.
Court's reconvening. Angel, I want you to sit with me.
Jessica, do I have to go back in there?
No, you don't have to, but it would really help Caleb if the jury could see you sitting with the Snyder family.
Ladies and gentlemen, my job is to prosecute according to evidence. Prior to trial, all that evidence pointed to Caleb Snyder, his well-known fiery temper, the fact that he took a gun to Henry Lang's hotel room, that his fingerprints were the only ones found on that weapon. You heard testimony as to Henry Lang's sexual abuse of his daughter. I first became aware of this abuse from Ellie Snyder, Caleb Snyder's sister, but it was uncorroborated at the time by Angel Lang, and I felt that she was the only one, in my opinion, who could corroborate it. But it did not explain to me why Henry Lang would have turned the gun on himself. Certainly he was confronted with these accusations prior to this, so what was different that would make him want to kill himself? And then we heard testimony that Henry Lang fathered the baby that his daughter was carrying, and the missing piece fell into place, and we could all understand how it was possible for him to take his own life. In my opening statement, I said that you were liable to hear some accusations as to the character of Henry Lang, but that he was not on trial here. I was wrong. Henry Lang in a very strange way, was on trial for. He set forth a series of events which directly related to Caleb Snyder's going to his hotel on that fateful night, the very day that he had written a letter which stated he could not go on living as long as he was hurting his own daughter. I did my job. I prosecuted the evidence as I knew it. The last part of my job is to sum up for you what I think is important for you to remember as you deliberate on Caleb Snyder's fate. Recently, I was talking to my daughter. She's a pre-law student, telling her the most important thing that could possibly happen at a trial is the truth come out. And that is what happened here through some incredibly courageous testimony by Angel Lang. And although her testimony directly refutes state's evidence, I welcome it because it proves that the justice system in this country does work. The truth, no matter how ugly or painful, has a property that when exposed, it can illuminate events. And I think we will agree that that is exactly what happened here. I'd like to thank you. Thank you for your time and your attention. And after you leave this building, I want you to feel rewarded, knowing that in your hands, truth and justice has prevailed again.
Defense summation, please.
District Attorney Hughes stated the situation so eloquently that there really is very little left for me to say. The truth had been hidden this long because it was so painful. The scars Henry Lang inflicted on his daughter, Angel, almost unbearable. In his letter, he wrote that he could no longer live with the knowledge that his love was harming his daughter. So when Caleb Snyder showed up at his hotel suite shortly after that, he saw his escape, and he turned that gun on himself, thus making Caleb Snyder another one of his victims. Ladies and gentlemen, please remember that as you deliberate, and find the defendant, Caleb Snyder, not guilty.
With its style can be beautiful to touch. The Finesse Styling Collection. Each has a touch of condition.
I'm sorry to be such a pest.
Will you stop apologizing? I'm going nuts lying around here.
Doctors don't make the best patients. Listen, I've been thinking about what you said about not moving back in. And I just hope that you're not letting your sense of chivalry stand in the way of rebuilding your marriage.
Look, Susan, if my marriage can be rebuilt, it has to be on honesty. And I'm going to be true to myself and to my feelings this time, from now on.
Time to do some walking, Dr. Hughes.
Hey, Patty.
Can I? We'll take it slowly.
Take it easy.
Susan, could you get that?
Sure. Dr. Hughes' room. Yes, Kim. Hold on just 1 second.
What is taking the jury so damn long?
Caleb, it's only been 45 minutes.
Yeah, but what if they didn't believe Angel's testimony? What if Henry's letter didn't get through to them?
Well, I think it did. And besides, Tom practically declared your innocence in his summation. You know, you're lucky that he's more interested in justice than in winning his cases.
No, I'm lucky that you stuck by me.
Well, you didn't make it easy.
No. So many people had betrayed Angel. I didn't want her to think that I had to.
And going to start seeing Dr. Michaels.
I'm glad. You know, it's going to be a whole new start for you.
Emma, I know how angry you must be at me for not coming forward sooner, and...
Angel, I could never be angry with you. You know the strength that you found to help you through this trial? It's going to be the same strength that you have inside you. It's going to help you rebuild your life.
I hope you're right, because Holden wants a divorce so that he can be with Lily, and I'm going to give it to him.
Excuse me, Holden, I'd like a word alone with my daughter. Why? Can you tell me, please, why was the court closed?
No, I can't tell you that. I'm sorry.
You can't tell your mom?
No.
Paul, what's the matter with you?
Nothing. It's just that my mom took off without a word, and coincidentally, Gavin Kruger left town suddenly, too.
No, there's no connection. Look, I stopped by your mother's on my way over here. She got a call from Claire, who said that Hal was on his way to Elvis, so she flew down there to try and see him. Oh, and she wanted me to give you this.
Great, thank you.
Jay, I want to know why the courtroom was closed. Can you enlighten me?
The damn judge closed it so that certain witnesses could tell ugly lies about my father.
Ladies and gentlemen, the jury has reached a verdict.
Hey.